Good day, YouTube. This is J Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Sundial. I just did a MJ video on high tide, which looks a lot better than Sundial does, but we're hoping for the best on this one. Over the last year, you can see it's down over 23%. Had that nice run up to 295 on February 10th, and down ever since then. Down over 15% in the last 3 months. Actually in the green, 2.41 in the last month. Down over 5% in the last week. And here's a look at Friday. Kind of had a green day, so. This is ticker SNDL. I've talked about this one numerous times here on the channel. I have 210 at a $1.04 cost basis. Just watching this one, see how much lower it's going to go and possibly buy some more on it. Try to lower my cost basis, but if you don't know much about this one, it's a licensed producer that crafts a small batch of MJ using state-of-the-art indoor facilities. Been around since 2006. Volume of 44.67 million, average volume of 77.4 million, $1.16 billion market cap, 52-week low of 0.495, and a high of 396. Here's a look at their last earnings. Next is expected on March 17th. And I haven't touched this one, haven't bought any of this one. Like I said, it just keeps coming down and just waiting for to hit that bottom, so which looks like it might have at 0.495. So whenever that happened, don't have the date. I'm guessing it's somewhere right around there. But over here on Bing, currently showing it as a hold. Sundial Growers is currently 2.37 above its 200 period moving average. What does this mean? And this is dated on the 10th. I realize it's older information, but still kind of relevant to the price, so, and the stock, so I thought I'd throw it in the video. If you want, go ahead and skip it. The day's price range, stock hit a low of 0.5761, and the highest was 0.613. Sundial Growers and Alcana announced agreement to revised consideration under the proposed plan of arrangement. And I talked about that on one other video that I just made about them. Looks like back on the 10th, so about a week ago, I did a video on Sundial, so I'll link that in the description so you can watch that one as well. Sundial and Alcana have amended the agreement dated on October 7th of 2021. And feel free to pause and go over that. And like I said, I'll link my other videos in the description. Consideration closing the price of Sundial shares on January 5th of 2022. The revised consideration represents a deemed value of approximately $8.43 per Alcana share, in comparison to the deemed value of approximately $8.37 per Alcana share on January 5th. Sick of winter, I'm looking forward to June. So, stock have a year-to-date performance of 3.03% and weekly performance of 3.03%. The stock has been moved at minus 31.09% over the last 6 months. Stock has performed minus 3.36% around the most recent 30 days and change. Here's leading stock gurus to say about Sundial. Rating represents a strong buy recommendation. And we'll go over some more ratings here at the end. This one hasn't had too great a ratings for a while. So Canaccord Genuity have made an estimate for Sundial Growers shares, keeping their opinion on while these analysts keep the previous recommendation, Cantor Fitzgerald raised the target price to neutral. The new note on the price target was released on March 10th of 2021, representing official price target for Sundial. The average true range of Sundial is set at 0.04, with the price to sales ratio for Sundial stock period of the last 12 months amounting to 32.24. Here kind of goes over some performance evaluation. So it just hasn't moved. When I first got into this one, I was buying it in the 60-cent range, I believe it was, and the hype was it was supposed to get up to $1, and finally did, but it hasn't been to $1 in quite a while. So Sundial Growers, 4 key reasons the stock remains unattractive, and this is also dated on the 10th. So they've been losing momentum as a meme stock, and the hot MJ stock in the 1 year losses of about 14%, and a chart that is mostly flat line except for a surge in February of 2021, which we already went over. I did not like the stock when I wrote these articles, arguing that the major headwind is fundamentals with a net loss of declining revenue, high stock dilution, and a cash burn problem, which has been the talk of them for actually a couple months. The danger of Sundial stock getting delisted from the NASDAQ is a major risk, which I've said that numerous times on videos. Somebody commented I thought it would take a couple months for it to be listed, and I think it needs to be over $1 for, I believe, 10 days to help it prevent from getting delisted, if I remember right on the comment. Otherwise, I'd have to look it up. The question of when and if the U.S. will legalize MJ on the federal level is a huge catalyst for Sundial growers, actually for all of them. I continue not to like Sundial stock in the 2022. I have 4 arguments to support my thesis on the being bearish about the MJ stock. There was a strong sell-off across major stock indexes, with tech stocks and small cap stocks underperforming, as the NASDAQ and Russell 2000 both had losses of approximately 3.3%. The Fed signaled that more than aggressive moves about the tapering of asset purchases and tightening of its monetary policy may occur sooner than expected. Expectation of the interest rate hike by the Fed in March 2022 carries a very high probability now. The December private payrolls figure of 807,000 was a beat on expectations and supports a strong economy. High crude oil prices hovering near $78 per barrel do not help mitigate the high inflation phenomenon. So hopefully it doesn't go any higher, so it just kind of hurts everything in time. I consider 2022 as the year meme stocks will finally stop. It was not irrational after all, even with the flat interest rates in 2021. Massive dilution for Sundial stock, which I've talked about here on the channel in the past. In 2021, Sundial Growers stock was subject to a massive stock dilution. In March of 2018, the company had 62 million weighted average diluted shares outstanding. In September 2020, the number increased to 206.7 million. By late December 2021, the figure had increased to 2.05 billion, an increase of 3,206% from 2018 to 2021. So quite a difference. Is Sundial Growers stock overvalued or undervalued? And this is dated on the 13th. Shares have lagged the S&P 500 in the past 12 months, generating a total return loss of 13.1%. Sundial stock had a wild ride in 2021, but investors may be wondering whether there's any value to be found in Sundial shares after the pullback. Earnings, price to earnings ratio PE is one of the most basic fundamental metrics for gauging a stock's value. The lower the PE, the higher the value. For comparison, the S&P 500 PE is currently at about 29.5, nearly double its long-term average of 15.6. Sundial doesn't currently have a PE ratio because the company is not profitable. In the past 4 quarters, Sundial reported a net loss of $188.8 million. So need to get some of the financials underway and under control on this one before the stock price is going to go up. Looking ahead in the next 4 quarters, the S&P 500 forward P/E ratio looks much more reasonable at just 20.9. Unfortunately, analysts are not expecting Sundial to turn a profit over the next 4 quarters. Ouch. Current consensus earnings per share estimate for Sundial for 2022 is 0. Sundial sector peers are currently averaging a 16.7 forward earnings multiple. Price to sales ratio is another important valuation metric, particularly for unprofitable companies and growth stocks. The S&P 500 ratio is 3.21, well above its long-term average of 1.63. Sundial's PS ratio is 31.4, nearly 10 times higher than the S&P average. Sundial's PS ratio is also up 139.9% over the past 2 years, suggesting that the stock is priced at the high end of its historical valuation range. So only time will tell on this one, so I'm not losing faith in this one yet, because I need to lower my cost basis and get my money back out of this one, so it'll go back up at some point in time. It's might take a while, but this is dated on the 14th. Shares plunged 3.71% in a week, but kind of maintain its gains. And kind of already went over some price action, so just going to slowly scroll through this one. And again, trading in the red while hitting the week's highest on February 17 of 22. And the stock touched 56 cent price level, adding 8.65% to its value on the day. So it's just been hovering in the 50 to 60 cent range for quite some time now. Sundial Growers Analyst Thoughts, how high can it go? High. And on January 14th, last check, Boeing at 57 cents on Friday the 14th, with a rise of 1.64% from its closing price on the previous day. Taking a look at the stock, we noticed that the check on previous day was 56 cents. And beta and reading 5.65 from its price kept floating in the range of 56 cents to 0.5961, almost 60 cents on the day. Considering the stock's 52 price range provides that Sundial hit a high price of $3.96 and saw its price falling to a low level of 50 cents during that period. With a current market valuation of $1.13 billion, Sundial is set to declare its quarterly results on March 15, 2022 to March 21, 2022. Analysts are in estimates of 0 per share for the company's earnings in the current quarter and expecting its annual EPS growth moving up to minus 0.08 cents for 2021. Company's growth closely have provided estimates for its revenue growth, which an average revenue estimate of $26.39 million, suggesting that the process company could generate revenue as low as $12.78 million, which could climb up to $39.9 million to hit a high. And here's some more ratings on this one. Over here on Reddit, $50, that would be sold. That would definitely get rid of it. When it was $1, I'd maybe get rid of it. Well, okay, we'll go $2. Over here on StockTwits, currently at 56 cents, low of 50 cents, high of $3.96, so quite a range. Spending my seafood Sunday money on this, and I'm eating ramen tonight. That's for sure. So a lot of people still loving Sundial, even though it hasn't done diddly here in a while. And again, just waiting for the federal legalization. That's going to help everything, so who knows when that will happen. Over here on Emerson Money, currently showing as a hold. Here on Tip Ranks, hold with a 57.80% upside to 89 cents, high of 97, low of 80 cents. But that's all I have on Sundial. If you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis, any other information you'd like to share on this one. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing. And I thank you to all the new subscribers. It really helps out the channel and gets more videos turned out. Comments are always welcome, likes and everything, and beat that Google algorithm. And again, I thank you for watching. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.